यशोदनन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जन यमुनतीरावनचारि यमुनतीरावनचारि जय राधा Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Jaya Radha Govinda Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudhirayet Nashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevayat Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhakti Bhakti Naistaki Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandana Cha Nanda Gopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Hare Krishna, reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, Chapter 21, text number 39. 4:21:39. यत्सेवया शेषगुणः यत्सेवया शेषगुहस्य स्वरः यस्सेवया शेषगुहस्वय स्वरः विप्रप्रियस्तुष्यति काममीश्वरः विप्रप्रियस्तुष्यति काममीश्वरः तदेव तद्धर्मं परिर्विनीत. Yeah. 4:21-39. तदेव तद्धर्म परेर विप्र प्रियस्तुष्यते काममीश्वरः तदेव तद्धर्म परेर्विनीत सर्वात्मना ब्रह्मकुलं निषेवय यत्सेवया शेषगुहास्वरात् विप्र प्रियस्तुष्यति काममीश्वरः तदेव तद्धर्म परेर्विनीतः सर्वात्मना ब्रह्मकुलं निषेवयत यत्सेवया शेषगुहाशयः स्वरात् विप्र प्रियस्तुष्यति काममीश्वरः तदेव तद्धर्म परेर्विनीतः सर्वात्मना ब्रह्मकुलं निषेव्यताम् ब्रह्मकुलं निषेव्यताम्। अब बोलिए। यस्सेवया शेषगुहाशया स्वराट् विप्र प्रियस्तुष्यति काममीश्वरः तदेव तद्धर्म परेर्विनीतः सर्वात्मना ब्रह्मकुलं निषेव्यताम् यस्सेवया शेषगुणः स्वया स्वराट् विप्र प्रियस्तुष्यति काममीश्वरः तदेव तद्धर्म परेर्विनीतः सर्वात्मना ब्रह्मकुलं निषेव्यताम् यत् those whose sevaya by serving ashesha unlimited guha ashaya dwelling within the hearts of everyone swarat but still fully independent vipra priyaha very dear to brahmanas and vaishnavas tushyati become satisfied kamam of desires ishvaraha the supreme personality of godhead tat that eva certainly tad dharma parai by following the footsteps of the Lord vinitaha by humbleness sarvatmana in all respects brahma kulam the descendants of brahmanas and vaishnavas nishevyatam always being engaged in their service. Translation and purport by his Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is everlastingly independent and who exists in everyone's heart, is very pleased with those who follow his footsteps and engage without reservation in the service of the descendants of Brahmanas and Vaishnavas, for he is always dear to Brahmanas and Vaishnavas, and they are also dear to him. Purport. It is said that Lord is most pleased when he sees one engages in the service of his devotee. He does not need any service from anyone because he is complete. But it is in it, but it is in our own interest to offer all kinds of services to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Those services can be offered to the Supreme Person not directly, but through the service of Brahmanas and Vaishnavas. Sri Narottama Das Thakur sings Chadiya Vaishnava Seva Nistara Vaiche Keva by means that which means that unless one serves the Vaishnava and the Brahmanas, one cannot get liberation from the material clutches. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur also says, Yasya prasadat bhagavat prasadaha. By satisfying the senses of the spiritual master, one can satisfy the senses of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Thus, this behavior is not only mentioned in the scriptures but also followed by Acharyas. Prithu Maharaj advised his citizens to follow the exemplary behavior of the Lord himself and thus engages in service of the Brahmanas and Vaishnavas. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yuta Padakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunatamitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Sri Vishakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostate Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishubhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare. Mukam karoti vacharam pankam mangayate girim. Yat kripa tamaham vande Sri Gurun Dinataranam Paramananda Madhavam Sri Chaitanyeshwaram. Hare Krishna. Thank you for joining today's Srimad Bhagavatam session discussion. So here it is said the worship of the devotees of the Lord are on higher platform than that of the Supreme Personality of God. So now, if you see, there are various examples in our scriptures, in even like normal like Sthala Puranas, all those things. There are so many ways Lord tries to convey the message clearly to everyone that service to his devotees comes to the has highest priority. Madbhakta Puja Vyadika. When he is in Uddhava Gita, when he is instructing to Uddhava, Krishna says, more than worshipping me, if it is worshipping devotees is of higher importance. So, so that's why if we see we start our day with Samsara Davanala, which is offering our respect to spiritual master, who is a devotee of Lord. Okay, and there are so many stories also once if we have dedication to the instructions of the spiritual master, then our life is perfect. If we have the blessing, if the spiritual master is happy with us, that can be Shiksha Guru, Diksha Guru, then we can easily achieve perfection. Okay, so it is like the one nice story that I can recall is the story of this Kanakadas. Kanakadas was born in a Vaishya and Kshatriya, Vaishya background, but he's of Kshatriya nature. Means like in Vaishyas, he is like a shepherd community, but there are some constant fighting among the on that community also. Like he's also kind of Kshatriya and also Vaishya nature. Okay, so but he due to some experiences he goes to war and he gets hurt and then he takes shelter of Krishna and then he gets healed and then after that he comes to realization is that the goal of my life is to surrender to Krishna and now to achieve perfection through the process of bhakti yoga. Okay, so then he like generally he used to get that instruction directly from Paramatma, from Krishna directly. So Krishna says to Kanakadas, you go and accept Vyasatirtha as your guru. Okay? And Kanakadas goes and tries to put a request to Vyasatirtha to accept him as his disciple. But Vyasatirtha is the guru of the royal order. He only initiates Brahmanas, okay? And he is not even a Brahmana, not even a Kshatriya, like Vaishya kind of Vaishya and Kshatriya. So, due to social pressure, and he was a little bit hesitant to accept Kanakadas as his disciple. So he just casually says, "Okay." So Kanakadas goes and says, "I wanted to accept you as a guru. Please give me a mantra so that I can achieve perfection." And Vyasirtha want to get rid of him. Okay, I don't want to entertain him so much. He said, so for you, just chant the name of buffalo, like Bais, Bais. Uh, so in that language, Kona. Okay, so uh, so then he like when spiritual master says something, the potency of that instruction depends on how much seriously the disciple takes. See, spiritual like Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur gave so many instructions to other disciples also. And to Prabhupada, it was his first instruction, it was the last instruction that you go and preach in the English speaking world. So Prabhupada took it very seriously. He wanted to risk his life to fulfill that instruction. So what he did, at the age of 70, he came to America and started ISKCON movement. And which is now, due to which we're all getting this nectar of devotion service towards Krishna. And so many people, so many countries, they are getting benefited. Okay? So means here in the Kanakadas also, he took the instruction of his spiritual master very seriously. He went into a secluded place and then started chanting the name of this buffalo. So and then so he did with so much attention, so much dedication that after some time buffalo appeared. Buffalo appeared as his buffalo is the vehicle of Yamaraj. Okay, buffalo appeared. I'm very pleased with your devotion. Ask me whatever benediction you want to ask. I was shocked. My spiritual master gave me this mantra to just chant and just chanting, following his instruction. And suddenly I see like this divine buffalo. I said, I don't have any desires. Let me go and ask my guru, spiritual master. And if he has any desire, he can fulfill that, he says. Okay. So then he goes to Vyasatirtha. Maharaj, you gave me this mantra and I chanted, and he appeared, buffalo appeared. And he asked me, what is my desire? And Vyasa says, I also don't have any desires. so, so then what to do? Then they are thinking that, okay, in this village has a big boulder which is actually blocking the river. Okay. And no one like so many people tried to remove that boulder, but they are not able to do anything. You ask that divine buffalo to remove that. Okay, so then Kanakadas goes to that buffalo and and says, uh, my if you wanted to give me any prediction, just remove this boulder from here and here, from this path, okay, to clear this path. So that buffalo is very strong, right? So it just removed that boulder and threw it away somewhere. And Kanagada, Vyasatirtha was very impressed. Oh, such a sincere disciple. So he accepted him as a disciple. Okay. After that, after accepting as a disciple, his dedication towards his Guru Vyasatirtha is so much so great. And also his devotion is very sincere. That he always he actually decided that Kanagadas used to speak to Lord. And one time, what happened? Like since Kanagadas is coming from a lower caste, the all other disciples are Brahmanas. Okay, and he wanted to show what is the level of Kanagadas to, because Brahmanas were saying that he's coming from a lower caste, so they are not actually respecting Kanagadas so much. Vyasatirtha has very has equal vision among to all the with all the disciples, but the other disciples they are not able to accept Kanagadas as their godbrother. So one time what happened, like during Ekadashi, Kanagadas Vyasatirtha gave mangoes to all his disciples and told them, "See, tomorrow Dwadashi Parana, what you break with this fruit." So, but one condition, every one of you should break the fast using this mango in such a way that nobody is seeing you when you're eating. So, and tell me about your experience, how it went on. Okay, like that, he told to all these disciples. So one disciple, all the disciples, next day they broke the fast using that mangoes. Okay, and that's the cause all disciples. Okay, I would like to hear how you broke the fast. Disciple says, I went into the dark room with the door closed and I ate mango there. And one disciple said, I went under the blanket and then ate the mango there. And one disciple said, I submerged myself in the river and ate the mango in the river. So like that, different disciples say how they actually, like, ate the mango in a very secret way so that nobody sees them. And when it comes to Kanakadas comes and says, gives the mango back to Vyasatirtha. My dear Guru Maharaj, I'm sorry, I could not able to eat the mango because I could always see that someone is watching me. Vyasa says, how can you say somebody is watching you? You can't find any place where you're not seen. Yes, I see always Paramatma is always watching me. So if Paramatma is watching, how can I say that nobody is watching me? So then that's how he tried to present to elevate Kanagadas, to show his disciples how exalted Kanagadas is. Okay. So, but still, some disciples accepted, but some doesn't accept. So, one time, what happened? Kanagadas was very seriously he is very sincere in listening and serving and performing his bhakti and all those things. So one time, this like no, Vyasatirtha wants to show one more example, how one should not go by externals. So he says to he calls Kanakadas and says, Kanakadas, you daily speaks to Krishna, right? And Kanakadas says, yes, Krishna speaks to me by his mercy. I am not qualified at all. Like that he says. Okay. So can you say which among all our God brothers, like your God brothers, is most exalted? Who is going back to Vaikuntha after this life? Then says Kanakadas doesn't speak anything. Okay. Then he calls one by one. Okay, this person, he gives such a powerful classes. He's very proficient in all scriptures. Does he go back to Godhead? And then, no Maharaj, no Guru Maharaj. And then they said, this devotee, he does a lot of service. No, they said, no Maharaj. And like that. And this devotee, he like no, he's coming from a very high family, great like descendants. Does he go back to Godhead? They said, for no, so he said, everybody, no, no, no. So then finally Vyasdev says, Kanakadas, do I go back to Godhead? His Guru himself is asking, will I go back to Godhead? And Kanakadas says, no, Guru Maharaj. Then all the disciples got too much frustrated. What do you think of himself? He's saying, yeah, our Guru is also not going back to Godhead. So they prepared to, like beat him up. Then, and they said, he stops. No, don't, wait. Let me clarify one more. Then he asked Kanakadas, okay, Kanakadas, will you go back to Godhead? And Kanakadas says, if I go, I may go. Means we say if the mentality of this I, me, mine, this is I'm so and so, I have a, Krishna says, right? Sarvopadi Vinirmuktam Tatparatpena means we should not identify ourselves with all the upadhis. I'm Indian, I'm American, I'm a man, I'm a woman, I'm rich, I'm poor. All those are upadhis. Those are all unnecessary distractions. We should always identify ourselves as Mahaprabhu says, right? Gopi Bharata Padakamular Dasanu Dasa. That is the only identity that we have. And the servant of servant of servant of servant of servant. The more number of servants you add in the middle, the more potency it will become. So Kanakada says, if this conception of I, me, mine goes away, then I will go back to Godhead. He said, I will go back to that. I may go back to Godhead. So that's how then this upset many of the disciples of Vyasadeva. So one time what happened, Kanakadas took permission from his Guru and says, Guru Maharaj, I want to go to Udupi, see Udupi Krishna and I want to go to holy places. So then Vyasadeva gave permission. Then Kanakadas started traveling all the holy places and he comes to Udupi also. So these disciples of Vyasadeva are very famous. They are like, anybody wants to have a standard deity worship in the temple, they used to bring disciples of Vyasadeva. So in Udupi also, there are so many disciples of Vyasadeva who are actually the priests and the administrators of the temple. So as soon as they saw Kanakadas coming to take darshan, they realized that Kanakadas is from a lower caste and we have to teach him a lesson. So what they do, they take Kanakadas, they tell, okay, you go from behind the temple and take darshan from there. Like that they say, okay. So Kanakadas is like he doesn't know anything. So he goes behind the temple. And when they go behind the temple, they actually catches him. And because they wanted to bend their anger on him, because he had offended so many times, right? He's saying none of the disciples are going back to Godhead. Even Guru is not going to back to Godhead. And all those things. Because they are burning with the inferiority complex because of his Guru giving so much importance to Kanakadas, despite Kanakadas being from the lower caste. And all the disciples with men, they said, okay, they started beating Kanakadas. And then Kanakadas is not on the bodily platform. He said he just offered prayers to Krishna. Krishna, I came to take your darshan. Please show yourself. I'm not able to take darshan. Please be merciful. I want to take your darshan. Show me yourself. Then what happened? Somebody is behind Gopijan or behind the wall. So that wall totally breaks. And then Krishna's deity turns. And after all the disciples witnessed this, they understood, this is not normal person. Krishna himself is turning for his sake. So like that, then Kanakadas, so they accept Kanakadas as a great devotee. And from that time onwards, Udupi temple, the main entrance is behind Krishna. But we have to take darshan through the window, for which the deity has returned. So they kept it like that only in honor of Kanakadas. So that we can see the Kanakadas has achieved, like even though Kanakadas could able to start with the Lord, but Kanakadas, his main dedication and devotion is towards his Guru. So that is a power of worshipping of a devotee of Krishna. Okay. And also there's scriptural evidences that now Mother Parvati asked one time Lord Shiva, I see you are the supreme person of this entire universe, but you always hear in the meditation. Whom do you worship? He says, Sri Rama Rama Rameti Rame Rame Manarme Sahasranama Tattilam Ramanam Varanami. He says, I only worship my worshipful Lord Ram. Okay. Then and Mother Parvati asks, okay, there are so many devatas. So what is the highest form of worship? Lord Shiva says, Aradhananam Sarvesham Vishnu Aradhanam Param Tasmat Parataram Devi Tadeyanam Samarchitam. Means among all the worships, worshipping Lord Krishna is the highest. But more than worshipping Lord Krishna is worshipping his devotees higher than worshipping Lord Krishna. So that's why he worshipped Radharani as the foremost devotee of Krishna. That's why all the deity name starts with first Radharani first. Radha Gopijanalva, Radha Kunjavihari, Radha Madhava, Radha Girivaradhari, all those. Yes. And also Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also stresses that worship of the devotee, like how we honor. See, we can see through the example, right? One more famous pastime from Srimad Bhagavatam is the Durvasa Muni and Ambarish Maharaj. When Durvasa Muni offended Ambarish Maharaj, Durvasa Muni directly goes to Vishnu when Vishnu Chakra is chasing him. And Vishnu says, I'm sorry, Durvasa Muni, I can't do anything. You have to go to, you see, my devotees are in their, I'm in the heart of my devotees, and my devotees are in my heart. And my devotees knows no one but me, and I know no one but my devotees. So you just please go ahead and take shelter of Ambarish Maharaj, and he'll be able to relieve your suffering. So Durasmani goes and falls at the feet of Ambarish Maharaj, and Ambarish Maharaj very much embarrassed. What do you call it? Embarrassed. Okay. So he was very much he was feeling embarrassed, and then he said, "You he offered prayers to Vishnu Chakra, and then the chakra will go away." And also in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Shivananda Sen, when he was taking all the pilgrimages, to pilgrims to Mayapur to take, to take darshan of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. At that point of time, one dog follows him. Okay, and because the dog is following with so much dedication, Shivananda Sen took very good care of that dog. And what happened? Suddenly, they cared for. They actually Shivananda Sen employed some person. You take care of only this dog, and because he used to have so many servants assisting the devotees. But for the sake of dog, he kept some devotees dedicated to only look after the dog. So, but somehow the dog got missed away. And Shivananda Sen felt very bad, and he fasted for that day. I was not able to save that soul who was actually so eagerly following us. And then he goes to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. After traveling so many days, he goes to Mayapur, Jagannath Puri. There, Shivananda Sen sees this dog with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is eating coconuts and then feeding coconuts to the dog. And then tell the dog, you chant Hare Krishna. And that dog was eating coconuts and chanting Hare Krishna. And Shivananda Sen became very happy. And next day, that same dog went back to garden. So what the dog did, what is the qualification of that dog? It only took the shelter of Shivananda Sen. So that's why Bhaktivinoda Thakur prays, right? Vaishnava Thakur, May Amar Kukur, right? Vaishnava Thakur. So, Ami Kumar Kukur, yeah. So, Vaishnava Thakur, Vaishnavan, I'm your dog, please be merciful upon me. So, like that, again and again, even in the episode of uh, in Adi Purana, Krishna says to Arjuna that one who one who says himself as my devotee is not my devotee. But he who says that he is a devotee of my devotee is actually my devotee. So if he says I'm the devotee of Krishna, then Krishna himself is saying, I don't consider you as my devotee. But if you are saying I'm devotee of my devotee, then I consider you as my devotee. That's why our identity, if somebody asks who are you, do not say I'm so and so name, I am so and so person, I'm with any position, with any identity. We have to say I am servant of my spiritual master. So that is our introduction. Who are you means I'm disciple of so and so. I'm we have to that is our identity. And servant of servant of servant, as it were. The more number of servants, the more potent it will become. And one more nice pastime is with respect to Maharaj Prataprudra. So Maharaj Prataprudra, he's a great devotee. He's actually established dharma, and then everyone in his kingdom are pious, and everyone in his kingdom are devotee of Krishna, Jagannath ji. And he's fighting the mlechas, to protect dharma. So he's doing so much service. But when Maharaj Prataprudra asked, I would like to have an interview with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to Sarvam Bhattacharya. Sarvam Bhattacharya and all the devotees, they goes and recommends to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that, oh, Maharaj Prataprudra is a great devotee, because of him only we are able to do nice devotion service without any difficulty. Please give your mercy. And Maharaj Prataprudra said, what are people? What are you people talking? I'm a sannyasi. How can I meet sannyasi? Meet a king? Instead, like it's like I will instead of I like give up my body or something like that. He says, or if you pressure me like that, I will go to Alarnath. He says, okay. Then everybody gets scared, and then they didn't do anything. But when Maharaj Prataprudra like no, Maharaj Prataprudra also become little disappointed. Okay, so this is a lowly servant. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is such a magnanimous incarnation of Krishna. He is there to deliver everyone in this universe, even the Chandalas, even the animals also, except one fallen wretched soul, that is Prataprudra, King Prataprudra, like that. He laments. Okay, and but the devotees like no try to somehow recommend Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Okay, but Chaitanya Mahaprabhu never compromise on the principle that I will never meet king. Then Maharaj said, I'll just give up this kingdom and then I'll go and take a big in the streets of Jagannath Puri. Then they said, all the devotees says, no, you don't do that. Please wait. Mahaprabhu will give mercy. Like that, they kept on encouraging Maharaj Prataprudra. Finally, what happened one time, they brought the son of Maharaj Prataprudra. He's some like blackish complexion. Okay. Then one time they brought that boy in front of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu immediately embraced him. He said, like, oh, this boy is amazing. He reminds me of Krishna, like that. He embraced him. So then, and then when they takes the son of Maharaj Prataprudra back to him, and Maharaj Prataprudra embraces his son, and then he cries in ecstasy. Okay? And again, one more time, like now, when Maharaj Prataprudra is still asking for some mercy, then his devotees take chadar of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and gives to Maharaj Prataprudra. So finally, what happens? One time, Maharaj Prataprudra, he kept aside his designation as the king, and he started sweeping the streets of Jagannath Puri during Ratha Yatra. At that point of time, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu became little impressed with him. So, and then he decides to give his mercy to him. Then Sarvam Bhattacharya, he again says to Maharaj Prataprutra, now after Rath Yatra is over, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is always dancing in Rath Yatra. He will go and take rest in this garden. Okay, you go and serve him in a very humble mode. Okay, now Maharaj Prataprutra puts aside his kingly attire and everything. He does very simple, like a servant, and then when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is resting, he goes and started massaging the feet of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And while massaging feet of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he started singing Gopi Geet. Tava katamrutam tapta jivanam kavi viriditam kalmashapaham shravana mangalam srimadatatam bhumi grunante buridajana. Like that he sings the Gopi Geet. So as soon as Chaitanya, like Gopi Geet is lengthy shlokas, and when Chaitanya hears the shloka, he becomes ecstatic. He said, "You are Burida, you are the most merciful. You are giving this Krishna Katha to me." Like that, he embraces Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu embraces Maharaj Prataprutra, and after embracing Maharaj Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asks Maharaj Prataprutra, "Who are you? Who are you? Doing such a nice service? I never saw you. Who are you?" Like that he asked. Now Maharaj Prataprutra, he didn't introduce himself as I am Maharaj Prataprutra, king of this province, like that. He says, I am a insignificant servant of your servants. That he says. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is very pleased. So, being the servant of the devotees is the greatest position, which Krishna also likes to entertain. So that is the message that I can think of. So if you have anybody have anything to add, please feel free to add. Krishna also likes to be servant of his servant. So he says he serves Arjuna like as a chariot driver and also. During Rajya Yagya, Krishna takes the service of washing the feet of the guests of Yudhishthira Maharaj. Because guests of Yudhishthira Maharaj are like he likes Yudhishthira Maharaj and says, if you are guest of Yudhishthira Maharaj, you are more worshipful to me. So he started washing the feet of all the guests. Okay. Anyone have any more questions or comments? Online, anybody have any questions or comments? Okay. Volunteer Granthara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Sri Prabhupada ki jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Hare Krishna.